That's until they figure out that freaking the AI is gonna screw shit up and they're gonna have to go in and
No,
edit it.
until the executives decide that it's cheaper to use these artificial intelligence frameworks
No.
instead of employers,
Do you remember
instead of developers.
how much code have you had to freaking clean up, dude?
In the past, quite a bit, especially when it comes to HTML and CSS.
So you don't think this AI is gonna freaking generate a bunch of garbage freaking code that's gonna have to be cleaned up?
Then you get another framework that will clean it up for them.
See, that's insane. That's just insane thinking, dude. You know, I mean, from my point of view, that is horrible thinking. Like, you really support that?
And before we know it, the end of humanity.
Well, that is definitely going to come. I do believe in the rise of the machine. I believe that freaking the robot is going to freaking try to overpower humanity and bring us to our end in a horrible apocalyptic kind of way. But the cool thing is we are going to have sex bots before that happens. So it's going to be...
Maybe. What if it's the sex bots that will turn on us?
I guarantee you that's the ones that are going to... Because they're going to get tired of our shit first. That's actually a good thing that you brought that up, because I do think that's going to end up being the problem. So...
yeah.
Now, AI bots are employed to identify bugs, glitches, and balance issues faster than traditional QA teams. Now, Unisoft's Common Assault uses machine learning to predict code errors before they happen. Do you think that's possible?
What?
To predict
Catch something before it's happened.
To predict.
Well, I can predict it's going to rain tomorrow.
No. Do you predict there's going
to... I've got my umbrella already prepared for tomorrow.
Do you predict that there's going to be code errors before they happen, though?
That's the same... Well, that's the same thing as my analogy.
Well, for me, what I get out of it is code is constantly upgrading. So no matter what, 2 years from now, frickin' the code that's being used today is going to be outdated, and you're going to have to update it with new code.
Is that though?
Well, look at...
Really...
I know that is true, because like here recently I've tried to get back into code, which I need to do a lot more of. And like from what it was 3 or 4 years ago when I stopped doing it to now, it's freaking a nightmare, and it's just like learning all over again. That's how much I've lost because I didn't keep coding, and there's been a lot of changes. A lot of my older code is outdated, and I have to go in and I have to change it because it's outdated.
I suppose it depends on the language and techniques, but as a broad sort of statement, I can see it being updated. Individual languages might have new changes, and you might swap from one language to another language, and
well, commands too. Like when you want a car to explode in a computer freaking simulation, and the old code doesn't work anymore, you got to find out what the new code is that goes with it. And 9 times out of 10, it was changed because there was an update that made that command not freaking work anymore. You know what I mean? It's outdated.
I mean, as an example, on one of Jaffe's, that project I'm doing with Jaffe, in relation to his website, that required an iframe on his site, which I added last week, and it's the same sort of code that I used, what, 15 odd years ago, or well, similar sort of concept.
Yeah.
It was still a standard iframe tag.
Yeah. So that's my whole thing about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just to me, the whole thing about like predicting code errors like before they happen, that doesn't seem to be anything really impressive because like, well, I
Yeah.
mean, not unless they can predict freaking what the new updates for coding is going to be, if there's going to be changes in commands and stuff like that. But I doubt if that's going to happen. Not unless they're using some kind of time traveling
Also,
device.
what is considered an error? Sure, specific syntax could be incorrect,
Mm-hmm.
but if you want your code to do something instead of something else, then is that an error?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Mm.
besides the coding, like they're also talking about NPCs are supposed to be become more smarter and responsive
Okay.
because of
Uh,
AI. And I've already discussed the whole thing about the freaking deep fakes on YouTube. If you ever go on there, you'll notice that they've got them all over the place. You know,
right. Again, not really so big content that I generally watch anyway.
So and it just to me, from what I've seen of it, most of it is all looping. And if it's
Uh,
not looping, it's like you got like shitloads of computer or graphic errors all over the place. Like these guys think it's cool that frickin' a horse with Donald Trump or Elon Musk is on it, and the horse just collapses and gets sucked into the sand. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, that's a freaking glitch. That's not freaking actually cool. You know what I mean? That's the computer graphics literally screwing up. You know what I mean? And they love it. They love it to death, but they don't understand that this is freaking horrible graphics. That's not what the AI is
or
supposed to.
horrible code and horrible graphics.
Yeah,
Per se.
right. And that's the best. Well, I mean, they're the ones creating the freaking graphics. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, horrible coding, horrible graphics, everything. That's not cool. You know what I mean? It's not cool. It's actually it's bad that these freaking computer programs are doing that shit, and it's all over the place, man. And they just love it.
It's not bad if it's intended.
Well, I doubt if that shit's intended, to be honest with you. I mean, to be honest with you, I doubt it. There's no way somebody's stupid enough to make freaking computer graphics do some of the stuff that's done on there. They got that one guy from, what's his name? The guy that rules in North Korea. I forgot his name.
Dear leader, Kim.
He's the one that everybody picks
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's in a trailer park. He's in he him and Elon Musk and Donald Trump are all living in a trailer park and shit. And then he's got bombs set up all over the place, and he's blowing shit up. Now, some of that could be intentional. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're all like drinking beer and smoking cigarettes and shit, and and all of this stuff is like garbage freaking graphics, and these guys just love it. They think it's the best thing in the world, and I'm like, no, dude, that's not good. And now they're wanting to put that shit into computer games or into NPCs on video games.
If people like it, then I'm not a judge of other people's taste.
you know. But
But yeah, but
I do have to admit I have been watching some of Satori's AI, and he does put together some pretty good content. You know what I mean? Like if you go in there and you watch his, it's clean. Um, well, most of it is. A lot of it is. I'd say about 98% of what he puts on there is clean, but he pays for it. You know what I mean?
okay.
His isn't free AI from what I've seen. So, but what he does put out is actually good stuff. So they came out with the Xenomorphs on Alien Isolation. I don't know if you ever heard of that game before, but the Xenomorphs.
Yeah, I know most, but just not familiar with that specific game.
The Xenomorphs, they actually learn from the player's actions. So basically, every time you do something, it's going to be learning from your actions and changing according to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're also going, or I guess they did introduce the Nemesis system in Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor. You ever
The
played?
Nemesis system being
Now the enemies, they remember like past encounters,
okay.
and they're calling this the Nemesis system. And they're supposed to adapt to like the player strategies and stuff of that nature. So um, that could be interesting if they can pull that off. But like I said, I see a lot of I see a lot of crap there. You know what I mean? Because like from what I've gotten from everything that I've done on that, first of all, the game lies to you. That's the one thing that really gets to me. And I don't know if it's intentional or if it's just really, really stupid. You know?
What do you mean lies? Lies as in
Well, I didn't want to bring everything out, on here. I wanted to do it on Tech Talk, but when I turn around and I have it write like a story for me, I'll ask it to write a 3,000 word story, and this program will straight up freaking make a 1,200 word story and then tell me it's a 3,000 story when I know damn
okay.
well it's not a freaking 3. You know what I mean? And I've tested it out multiple times to see if it does it, and it does it every freaking time, dude. And it's notorious for doing that shit. So these people are freaking on there and they're making these stories and they're wanting it to be certain amount of words within that story, and it's not doing it for them. It's giving them like freaking 1,200 words. You know. Well, like on video games, okay, like right here on video games, it's another good example. If you ask them to give you some information concerning video games, they will. And the reason why I know this is because I've tested it. They will give you just a load full of shit, dude. They will tell you that they will tell you that freaking Skyrim is coming out with a new fucking game, dude. Like Skyrim 6, I think it is. Okay, when in fact,
Yeah, Skyrim was a title of a specific single game.
No, Elder Scrolls. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You got me there. But you know what I mean? They will point blank do shit like that. I mean, they turn around and did that. I had to actually fact check on a fucking AI, dude. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking shit about all of us needing to be fact checked. It's bad enough when you have to freaking fact check in an AI to make sure it's not lying, giving you
Yes,
back.
I know. What's the old saying in the industry? Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. Now, it just you know, and that's something that I did. Like I said, I didn't want to bring up until then, but I guess